Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Actors Area. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Threw a little bit of the Robert in today. Feeling a little different, but it's all good. We are on I wouldn't say a roll, but on track to finish out the year here. And a little over 20 something days. So anyway, the reason I bring that up is it's a great time to start thinking about how you're going to finish out the year and how you're going to get that momentum moving forward. I know a lot of times, for the most part, but not always the case in the film industry, a lot of production companies and stuff start shutting down, but then there's always the groups and the companies that just keep working, taking off for Christmas, but still working the week between Christmas and New Year's and just going hardcore right through the year. So don't feel like you have to shut down as well, because there's always work, there's always opportunities. And look, here's something I wanted to talk about a long time. This is your passion. This is your love. And this kind of coincides with the topic of today, Give, Express, Expand. If you receive a script or you receive a project and you really like it, footage, coverage of you, like acting, whatever it is so valuable. Sometimes towards your career, even more valuable than money. So take that opportunity, especially if there's like student projects out there, which they're like millions, because, a lot of kids are getting ready to wrap up this semester and are turning in their final projects, which are basically movies that they've scripted and are shooting. So get that experience. Like, never feel like you're better than a project, because ultimately acting is acting is acting is acting, So if you get a chance to flex your muscle and be around something that you feel like feels good, just know the money will come later. Don't ever get caught up in the money, or don't ever get focused on feeling like it's got to pay you a gazillion dollars in order for you to do it. Do it for the love. Do it for the passion. And I promise you the money will follow after that. All righty? So, getting into it today, once again, our topic is Give, Express, Expand. Give, Express, Expand. Now, this is one of my favorite concepts to live by, next to the idea that if something is not working, you have to make adjustments, you have to change it up. But Give, Express, Expand is so cool, because what it does, it immediately puts you in a vibration of abundance. Okay? And let me get a little bit more into this so you can kind of see where I'm going. Most times we are so fixated, and I say we, I include myself, but for the majority of the time, us as human beings, as performers, as everything, we get so fixated on need, want, desire, that what happens is you just get more of that needing, more of that wanting, and it's okay to need and want stuff, because that's natural to a degree. But what I urge you to do, and what I've done, is do your best not to get into that space. And how do you do that? Right off the bat, gratitude. You give thanks. You express thanks, you expand your amount of gratitude towards something that is already present within your life, right? You find every reason whatsoever to be grateful, to look within and basically say, okay, what's going right in my life? You know what? I had a freaking bomb audition last week that went really well, that I was really proud of, that I was really happy about. That is completely awesome to think about. I paid all my bills. It may seem crazy, but sometimes as an actor, you're devoting more time to your career, and there's times where money gets tight. So, you got to do what you got to do to make it happen. If you can rock your career and pay your bills at the same time, you are doing really well. You should count yourself a success in your book, because that is one of the most difficult things, especially when you're pursuing it full time. So, but my point is what can I be grateful for? And then just stay focused on that, because the great thing about the vibration of gratitude is you come from a place of having absolutely everything you need and then some. And so that is so amazing, because just as I said before, instead of you putting out the vibration of wanting, needing, you put out the vibration of having. So what's going to come back to you? Having, exactly. So it's simple, yet it's a bit tricky to always try and implement, but remind yourself, write it down somewhere, use the priming effect to put yourself in a position to where you're always conscious of knowing that you have every single thing that you need, every single thing that you desire. Okay, so, and then with that, once you reach a place to where you are feeling like you have everything you need, express it, give to others. I always like to revert back to my blog post, because I try to coincide it with the podcast. And I talked about this morning about, how sometimes we can get so stressed out because we're so focused on ourselves. Whereas if we decide to take that focus and move it outwardly towards helping people, inspiring people, motivating people, that can become a situation where we slowly see ourselves not only experiencing fulfillment, but experiencing peace, experiencing love of everything that's happening in our lives. And all of that happens when you take the focus off of yourself and you put it on the people around you. So this is definitely something that's effective that you can use and continue to use for the rest of your life. And just to kind of show you how to implement this concept, I make it a point now, no matter what situation I'm in, no matter what job I have happening, I always try to find ways to inspire people, motivate people, help them to be better than when I found them. And that comes from, years of being a life coach, years of being a law of attraction practitioner and stuff like that, and just all around wanting to help people, and so I feel like all movie sets, all film sets, commercials, whatever, are great for that, because you always meet somebody that you have the opportunity to inspire just by being your true, authentic, divine self. And I had that experience here. I've been having it the last few months, is just being able to be in a place, be in a position to where, I've been here. I've been at this point. Let me give back. Let me let somebody know that this is something that you can get past. This is something that you'll look back on and see that it's only a phase in your life that you're going to grow out of, that you're going to look back on, that you're going to laugh at. That's just an example, but there's so much we can give to others when we take the focus off of ourselves. And that comes down to, once again, the first two, give and express. Always find ways to give. You will never lack. Trust me, you will never lack in anything if you learn to wake up each morning and say, how can I give of my God-given talents today? How can I express myself to someone that creates an impact within their lives? And you will find ideas right after you ask that question. But if you make that a focus for yourself, what will happen is you'll find it reciprocates. So once again, referring back to the blog, one of my favorite quotes is from Zig Ziglar. If you want to accomplish your dream, if you want to realize your dream, help somebody else reach theirs. And it's so true. Like when you begin to help other people, you just never know what becomes possible throughout that helping. Now, the trick is you can't go into it expecting something. You do it out of the goodness of your heart. And when you do that, you find more oftentimes than not, there are people that are connected to what you're trying to do that can help you out. And it becomes such an amazing ripple effect of you just deciding you're going to do something out the goodness of your heart. You know, like getting back to the whole needing thing. Sometimes, you know, we're in positions where we want more out of life. And instead of coming inward and working our vibration, we feel like we have to go to networking events and reach out people and desperately ask for their connection or their hand in something, when in actuality, that can happen automatically. And here's how it happens. Just do good to others. Do genuine good to other people and really look out for their well-being, and you will see how it comes back to you. It may not even be from the same person, but at the same time, it will get back to you in a sense of helping you to evolve, helping you to progress further within your dream. And so getting into the last part kind of comes down to expanding. And expanding is just building yourself so you have the power to build others. And what I mean by that is you do everything it takes for you to be at 110% every day. So that may be meditation, that may be prayer, that may be working out, that may be eating right, that may be finding any way, shape, or form, reading books, studying, watching videos, informative videos, like learning new things. All of these things contribute to you expanding. And the more you can expand, the more you have to offer. And coming from a vibration of expanding, what happens is your ability to expand is what opens you up to the opportunities that will match up to the vibration that you're giving. So, you know, like I said, the whole aspect, the whole concept behind Give, Express, Expand is to be in a place that is outwardly oriented, but also completely being aware that when you do that, when you completely search out ways to help the rest of the universe, that will come back to you. And it's no different with us entertainers. It's no different with us actors. We put ourselves in position, right, to help others. Like if you're a photographer and you know that you know how to take really good headshots and you see people struggling, trying to find good headshots, just be like, you know what, you don't have to do it like all the time. I'm not saying like, ruin your livelihood, but you can do something to where you're going to give 1 or 2 free shots per month. Free shoots, that is, sorry. You'll like set people up, have them get great headshots, and you can put that in your portfolio. Like this is the type of stuff you want to start to think about if you're not there yet, and so that giving, like I said, creates a ripple effect throughout the universe that has to boomerang back to you in so many different infinite ways. It could be cash opportunity to do something you love, or another opportunity to get help with something that you need. So you just never know, but you're always open and accepting to it as it transpires. So that was just kind of one example. If you're a writer, offer to help somebody with their script. If you're an actor, offer to read lines, like you got a buddy that's casting a short or something like that, or a feature film, whatever it is. So I would love to come in and read with the actors if you would have me. I just offer my time to you, 4 or 5 hours out of a Saturday or out of a day where I have some free time. These are the type of things we want to put ourselves into, because that is what helps us expand, helps us to expand more into our career, but ultimately helps it to be more fulfilling. And that's what we want. We want a fulfilling, purposeful, life-enhancing career, right? And with that comes everything: money, resources, notoriety, connections, happiness. All that stuff comes with it when you start from a place of knowing that you are just here to give, express, and expand. Okay? So, with that being said, guys, I think we're about ready to wrap it up. Just keep that in mind. Know that you don't have to come from a place of giving. You don't have to come from a place of feeling like you are in position to take, you know? Definitely be open to receiving, but let it come to you. Don't reach out and get it. You know, don't get confused in thinking that you have to go and just take stuff, right? But give, express, expand, come from that place of gratitude, that place of already knowing that you have it and you've always had it, because abundance is your birthright, and your life will change. Your life will open up in such an amazing way that you will just be completely wowed by the things that start to manifest themselves, the opportunities, the connections, the resources, everything we talked about. Everything that you want in your career will come to pass when you come from a place of already having it and feeling that vibrational gratitude. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me today. As always, I will talk to you soon. You know what? I think I'm going to come back tomorrow and rock another podcast. So hopefully you'll join me there. Other than that, keep up the great work. Keep moving towards your dreams every single day. Figure out what it is you got to do in order to make that happen. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.